On today's episode of Local Legends, we explore a small cave and the Native American legend associated with it, and the bluff nearby. We'll also talk to a local curator of a Native American museum, see if there's any truth to any of the tales. Stay tuned. All over the world, there are tales of legends. Legends of things that happened in your own backyard. No matter where you go, every part of the world has them. But they're not famous. They're more local legends. Everyone has their lost legends. The first local legend in this area starts here. This is where the Podo River runs and turns further up ahead and meets the Arkansas River. There's a ridge and a bluff. And as the old legend goes here, there used to be writings along that bluff. Most families would come and travel through the river. That was the only way to get around before the railroad. And cars. So the legend goes, when they would come around, they would see on the bluff these markings. I'm going to see if I can get closer to get some, to see if there's any markings still there, or the only true way, of course, would be to get in a boat. Get some fishermen down there fishing. Get a fishing boat, come down here, see if I find any markings. That's the first legend. Like, what were the markings? Were they Indian writing? Were they drawings? There's not really a face of them left. Maybe if you come in the wintertime when there's less foliage, it'd be easier to spot, or with a black light. You'd have to climb up and down all the hills and look at them. That's the first part. There's two more legends I'm going to go check out here in just a second. This is a beautiful spot, though. All right, here we are, the possible trail system. Crack in the Rock Cave. While investigating this local legend, though, I did not see any actual legends of Bigfoot or Krakens or Nessie or the Golden Compass, for that matter. But the two that I talk about, there are stories about that. White markers. The blue. We'll be following the blue. Crack in the rock. Blue marker. 2.3 miles. Alright, so there's 3 trails in this area. And the one we want to take is marked blue. It goes to a cave. So this cave we're headed to, the trail is called Crack in the Rock, which is supposedly has a crack where water could come down. That's where one of the local legends that we're investigating takes place. And it takes place sometimes after the first one we talked about. There's no time frame for that first one. It could be Indian writings. We don't know. Do more investigating on that. The second one, I doubt there's evidence of this one. It's just kind of a local tale or a story. When we make it to the cave, we'll find out. Never been to this one, just heard stories, so we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so following along this trail, it supposedly goes to Crack in the Rock Cave. I can tell you more of the local legend once we get there. Oh no! I've reached the red trail. This is the wrong trail. Gotta backtrack. Okay, backtrack and look for the blue trail, wherever that went. I think I might know where that happened. But I have heard the legend. I've read about it. If I can find it and pull it up, I'll read it while I'm there at the cave. And hopefully more of the legend might make sense without a frame of reference. We'll all discover it together. So we're approaching nearer the Crack in the Rock Trail. This appears to be a giant rock fall. It reminds me a lot of... I played a lot of Dragon Age Inquisition. And there would be a section you couldn't get to because of some weird rock thingy like this. And in the game, you're like a guy, just walk over it, just climb over that part of the game. But then in real life, you see all the moss, and then I'll just I can see why in the game he wouldn't want to just crawl over that. That looks a little probably could if I find the safe route through there and the right gear and everything. Oh look, and there's a tree. Careful what trees you grab onto, friend. They'll come right up with you. All right, well, here it is. You can hear it. And I presume it's called Crack in the Rock Cave because the water is flowing down through the split in the rock, or creating the split in the rock. And there is some sort of subterranean cave down there. So the legend here goes in this area there were lots of robbers, bank robbers and such, till about 1900. And they were hiding out here in this cave, this area here, according to the legend. And that they brought their loot with them. Ah, there it is. Sprinkling down. But a sudden rainstorm come upon them, and it was dry when they camped here, and the sudden rainstorm, of course, this is a riverbed, fills up quickly. And if you're at the bottom, it continues to fill up quickly. So they had to abandon this spot. They came back later to look for their loot, and of course, only found a little bit. This third legend we're going to talk about today is there's a Native American legend about this bluff over here. And I'm not sure if this is the exact spot because this is one of the tallest bluffs and it overlooks water. I'm going to look at a different spot to see if it might be the spot, but it is pretty steep. That there was a Native American woman that was supposed to arranged marriage to an opposing tribe's son, so the wars would stop fighting with each other. But there's a fallen piece of rock right there. And she did not want to do it, so she jumped off the bluff, ended her life. But it could be that spot. Those were the three main local legends in this area. One of the only ways to investigate the crack in the rock pool, of course, would be to come back with a metal detector. And, your wading boots. It's very slippery. Protect the grippy, super grippy boots. Those are the three to today. For today. Now the long hike back begins. Stay tuned the next time. Also along this trail on the way back, there's a cemetery. Most of them just stones, but a couple of them actual carved stones. Of course, we have cemeteries. You've got spiders, spider webs. Great. Well, here's the book I was able to find on that last part that I just showed you, The Bluff. And I want to say if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, as I'm going to do a couple more episodes of Lost Legends. All right, here we go. Also, I'll go to the Native American Museum in a future episode. So I haven't had time to go there yet. That's all like at the beginning. Stay continued, if that's a thing. Many are the legends and traditions connected with the hill around Van Buren, some dating back to Indian times, when a powerful tribe led by a valiant chieftain made beautiful Mount Vista their hunting ground. It is said that the bluff, now known as Lee's Creek Point, was formed when an Indian princess, fleeing from the warriors of enemy tribes, called upon the Great Spirit for safety.
He, loving the maid for her kindness and mercy, opened up a great chasm across which the pursuing army could not follow, and they were plunged headlong into an underground river where all were drowned. This chasm is supposed to be the valley below the bluffs. While the bewildered braves were descending the newly formed abyss, Lelehya disappeared into the depths of a nearby creek, and the current bore her downstream into the river. This creek, now named Lee's Creek, which was in the beginning of the video, where Lee's Creek flows into the Poto River. This is forever held sacred and worshipped by her tribe, and each year sacrifices to the Great Spirit have been made, for although Lelehya at last met her ending, it was considered by the Indians noble to be drowned than to end it by the hand of the enemy. Acres of arrowheads and various other remnants of Indian life found among the rocks and ledges testify to the fact that many battles were waged there in the past. Stay tuned for the next episode.